Alright, so we're right back in where I left off with the previous video. So, I said we are gonna modify them, but we already kind of modified these a little bit. But let's do a little bit more of an extreme modification. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna grab a completely different window here. So let's grab the fixed one's pretty good to modify. So this one is just a simple fixed pane window. And I know a couple of you have asked or were asking me in the last project, hey, we have these tall, narrow, or sorry, we have these short but wide bathroom windows. How do we create that? And so what I would recommend is actually taking something like one of these fixed windows right here. And what we'll do, let me throw one into the model just so that we've got, let me go to level, here we go. Okay, so I never actually modeled a bathroom into here. Okay, so let's throw a window, actually let's do one right here. So I'm going to place that just so that we have a reference for where that's at. And then as you can see it's pretty low too, so we're going to change the sill height. We're going to want this at 5 foot, maybe higher. No, 5 foot's good. Okay, so once we have this, again, we'll double click on it to go in there and edit it. Now, this is how this default window is going to start. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make our full width one, which we'll call this a 3 foot by 1 foot, or 36 by 12. So again, we'll create a new type and name it accurately, or at least kind of try and follow the naming system that they have for the existing window so that it kind of fits in with that. So I'm going to do 36 inch by 12 inch, hit OK. Now this one doesn't have quite the same settings here. Some of these kind of get a little funky. So this one is going to be a little bit simpler. I'm just going to do 1 foot for the height, default sill height, which we can change here. We'll call it, let's do actually 5'6". No, leave it at 5 foot. And then our width is going to be 3 foot. And then window inset, we'll leave the inset fine. That's fine for what we're doing. And then the sash material, again, I don't think we're going to have the dark aluminum. So instead we'll just go again and find alumina. How did it do the ink? Any metal? Metal. Okay, so in this case we'll actually just have to create our own material here. So default new. Again, I kind of walked some of you guys through this too, this process of creating new material. So just right click on, or click on the little ball, choose new material. I'm going to rename this to dark aluminum. And then we'll go into the material libraries. And then I'll search for aluminum in here. We'll see what we can get. Give it a second to spin up. And we can use this one. That should be fine. Is it appearance? Dark aluminum. Okay, so let's do aluminum satin. Aluminum flat. We'll go with that. Okay, aluminum flat. And then we're going to duplicate it so that we don't mess with the original. And then we're going to change the appearance. Highlights, we'll go down to tint. And again, just kind of darken it to about there. Again, if I was doing this for an actual project, I'd be a little bit more accurate with that. But this is fine for a demo. Okay, so we've made it 1 foot high, 3 feet wide, dark aluminum with glass. So I'll hit OK. So there's our new one right there. Now, the question I was getting was, well, how do you create one of these? So that's the process. You can kind of simply make something like that and then drop it in there. Now, often you're going to have one of these where you want kind of that divider in the middle here. So because it's a bathroom window, you want to open it to be able to vent it. So we'll go ahead and put this in here. Uh, I don't know. Where do we, what? Yes. I don't know where to save this. We'll just throw it on the desktop for now. So overwrite the existing version, and then we can click on this window, and where is it? 36 by 12. So there's our new one, and yeah, I think we do kind of need to bump that up to maybe 5 foot for the light's fine. Okay, so that's kind of just modifying the existing one like we did in the previous demo, but we actually physically changed the whole shape of that one. Now, let's go to this one right here. Put that right there. And so you can actually go in and modify these a little bit more extreme than what I just did right there. So let's take this casement window and we'll go back in to edit this. And let's say that we actually want to get rid of these little bits inside of the window here, okay? So we can actually delete them, and then let's leave that there. And so if we delete those and then go to a different model in the set, we can see that it's actually removed them from that. So this whole window group that I just, with those two deletions, has completely changed how this window's set up. So you don't have I forget what they're called, but the little inserts inside the window frame itself. So, okay. So we could modify this one a little bit further than what I've done so far. Oh, we haven't even touched the materials on this one, did we? Yeah, we didn't even touch materials. I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so one of the things I wanted to show you is kind of how Revit builds things while I'm here. So you see, like, there's all these different shapes. If I highlight one, it kind of highlights a region. You can double click on it and then go in to edit it. And so when you break everything in Revit down, it's actually kind of just a bunch of extrusions is how things are built in Revit. So you have this box that's right here. Well, if I edit the extrusion at the top here, you can see that it's just like the profiles that you would work on with a door, or sorry, with a floor or a wall or a ceiling or whatever. So it's setting up the extrusion, and so you've got a set of numbers here. You have the extrusion start and the extrusion end. And so kind of like if you were pushing, like, I don't know, like macaroni through a little hole cutter thing, what you would have is you would start drawing that macaroni with an inside loop and an outside loop, push it through the die, and you cut it at a certain point. So your start and end is where this starts, and so in this case, the start is going to be where, usually it's where the line, well, it should be where the lines are, and then the end is going to be how far out from that it extrudes this surface, right? So let me close that. So you can see that it's got a bunch of surfaces here, and if I go in and I change the extrusion end, if I change this to something like 3¼ it's got extents limiting this. Okay, so we won't, well, let's see if we can actually do -1" and knock it back. Yeah, so we can do it negatively and move the start point back past the what's called the work plane, which we'll get into in a minute. Or I could do this 0.5 inches and actually have it offset from where it's supposed to start drawing. But let's go ahead and leave that at 0 for now. And then other shapes like this one right here. So the first one was kind of drawn up and down. This one you can see is just going to be this profile right here. Go back there. So it's going to be this profile right here, and if I go sideways on this, let me just fix it to that angle. You can see that this is the profile of that shape it was drawing, but instead of going up and down, it's going to be kind of extruding it left to right, okay? So when you start thinking about how these things are modeled in Revit, you have to kind of think of how those extrusions work. So let me cancel out of there. So if I wanted to go in and modify this window, let's not modify that. Okay, so let's say that I wanted to modify this and just go with, or I wanted to get rid of, well, what do I want to do? Yeah, so let's say if I deleted this little center trim piece right here, and this was going to be more like a door for a fast food restaurant, I guess, is where my brain's at right now. So if I wanted to go in and modify this, I could zoom out a little bit here. This one's going to be a bit of a pain because of the way this is built. Um, so this would have to come out 1 and 9/16, so 16, 27, 13.5/16. Yeah, it's not gonna like that. Oh, what am I doing? 27/32. No, I gotta get a calculator for this one. So 16 plus 9. So just 25/16. We want half of that. Oh yeah, I can't add. 25/32. I don't know. Let's see if that works. So 25/32 of an inch. No, too far. Half that. Cancel. So we want 25/64 if we want to get crazy. 25/64 of an inch. Oh, other way. Oops, my bad. Okay. I forgot to change the position we're at here. Okay. Oh, there we go. That makes that easier. Okay, so let's just do 3/8 here. There we go. Go ahead and remove the constraints if you need to. And then often, once you've done that, so we'll apply that. That window fills in. Opposite side here. Again, we'll grab this border right here that kind of tells it how to, it's just telling it how to draw it. We'll grab the point, set it to 0 because that's our other half, remove constraints, and apply. So this, apply, there we go. Okay, so that just filled that in. Now that might have screwed up some of the other windows in the set, so I probably should have duplicated it before I did anything, but it looks like we have successfully removed the bar and the little interior bits from the window. So you can do a little bit more customization with these if you want. It just kind of depends on how much effort you want to put into it. Similarly, if you go in and let me see if I can grab anything on this one. I'm trying to get, where is it? There we go. Yeah, no, this isn't going to work for this one. Okay, so I can't show you on this one. I might have to. If I stumble across one later, I'll show you guys how to do what I'm trying to think of. So, yeah, all right. I'm not even going to bother. All right, so again, just kind of, oops. Wanted to show you, you can do a little bit more customization of the windows besides just changing the materials. You can go in there and actually kind of completely change what the window looks like. Yes, correct one. Okay, so load into the project. Yes, go ahead and save it. I'm just throwing these on the desktop. Okay, so there's our original window. Override existing in parameters. And now we have kind of a cleaner, more modern window that could theoretically hinge open. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to check too. So I haven't gone into this yet, but there's actually, with each of these windows, or each of these documents, there's going to be actual floor plan views of them. So if I was going to make the modifications I just did to that one, the proper thing to do would probably be to come in here and it looks like and actually modify the floor plan drawing of it as well, just to be completely technically accurate. But I'm not really going to worry about that for this one because it looks like I can't. Okay, yeah, that's going to be a nightmare to modify. Um, it should have adjusted it, but I'm not seeing it. Let's see. No. Yeah, this would be a nightmare of just trying. Okay, so sometimes you would have to come in here and actually modify the plan views of these. I'm not going to be able to do that for this one, just for the sake of this demo. So that's kind of a little bit more extreme modifying of these windows. I just wanted to show you guys how to do that. So now we'll jump into the next one, which is going to be actually modeling in place. So I'll see you in the next